Hello and welcome to what checks out Kerbal Space Program 2. They're up to patch point 2. They have just added in a science system. The just build rockets with no real progression system wasn't quite of interest enough to me, but now that there's science, I am willing to give this a bit of a look. Start a new campaign. Exploration. Blobs in space. Oh, we can be KSP. Ooh, these are all quite different to the old ones. That one. Which is off. Okay, that looks like off. But we should probably leave this on. I don't know if they let us rename things in this, we'll have to see. I have not been following this ultra closely. I haven't watched other people play terribly much. I think I've seen like 15 minutes of other people playing in total, maybe. Ooh. Let's get our mouse out of the way.
Your new space program, leaping forward into the cosmos. Since the dawn of Kerbal kind, we have looked to the sky and wondered what sublime mysteries lie hidden in the darkness, like jewels never beheld. These untold treasures may soon reveal themselves due to the efforts recently founded Kerbal Space Program.
Oh my, I think that might have been the only copy of the orientation film. Hold on! Slides, somewhere. Welcome to your first day running the Kerbal Space Program. This campus hosts the greatest ever gathering of astronomers, astronauts, and engineers. After years of focused effort, this collection of geniuses has created several very impressive buildings. We believe we have all the necessary pieces to take our first steps off the ground. The best way to advance our technologies further is to get up there and learn by doing. All we need now is somebody to show us how to put all these parts together.
Oh, the lopsided rover hurts.
Help us out with the flying. We need a lot of help, actually. That's why you're here. My name is Paige, by the way. If you need any hints, feel free to visit me over at the training center. Everything in there is well padded, so it's a great place to get up and running. Welcome
G'day,
aboard.
Turbo. Hello, welcome to KSP. The campus has everything you need to turn your fledgling space program into the stuff of legends. P-A-I-G-E, all in lowercase. Oh, it's probably a pun on AI. Are you playing in exploration mode? Be sure to check out Mission Control. Completing missions is one way to earn science and will let you purchase technologies at the R&D Center. Okay, and that highlights how you get there. If you want to start building right away, the VAB is where you want to be. Which is here, but it's not actually where I want it to be. How do I go back out? Do we click on that? Ah, we can just go from here. Mission Control. Merry Christmas, Aka Turbo. Welcome to Mission Control. Between you and me, Kerry is a mission fanatic. Will automatically accept all missions and leaves you to decide when and how to complete them. She already has one. If you want more information about them, select Mission Brief. If you select Track Mission, then you can use the Mission Tracker app in flight to see the status of your objective. You can track as many missions as you want. Just a sec. It seems awfully quiet for you guys. Let's... Swap that to there. That might be a bit better. You can track as many missions as you want. Once you're all clear on what to do, go to the VAB and build a rocket to go complete a mission. Launch a rocket. Time to launch the KSP's inaugural vessel, a fully functional rocket. Launch a rocket that gets to at least 10k. Get 25 beaker. Brought to you by KSP. The nerve center of your agency, KSP is the home of all brave and obsessed enough to travel to the stars. Track it. Mission tracked. Now can I go to the VAB? I seem to remember WSAD doing stuff in here, but maybe I'm on drugs. Maybe I'm misremembering. So these all seem very familiar. Why did it zoom out when I panned? That seems odd. Yeah, whatever. Okay, what are we going to need? We're going to need some fuel. We wouldn't mind a detachy thingy. Three is probably overkill. Actually, 3 is probably overkill. Okay. The fly safe. Ah, no, here we go. The on... Ooh, not bomb. On bomber. Upgoer 1. Sure. No, I'd like those to be in a separate stage, thank you. Command pod is missing a heat shield. It may not survive re-entry. Oh, it even gives you a Delta V map in the game now. Yeah, okay, we're halfway to orbit, so we should have plenty, right? Are you ready to fly? Here are some pointers. This element is your flight cluster. It contains all of your flight controls. And I've got the little... Yes, this thing. That looks a lot fancier than the old one. Here, even though realistically it just shows the same stuff, here you can speed up or pause time. You can still move your camera and interact when you're paused. Here is your stage stacker. It feels weird for it to be over here rather than here. Maybe it does normally exist here, but it looks different. Remember that the first stage is at the bottom of the stack. If you'd like to learn to fly in a safe simulated environment, check out the training center. I'm sure we'll be fine, right? Up? There's just an up. And down. Okay. Okay, basic mission complete. L2 was too many. We could have maybe even done one. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot less aero drag. A lot less. This is the map view, which shows you the positions and flight paths of every vehicle and object in Celestial Body, no matter how far away from home you are. Feel free to zoom in and out to check. To get a better look of things, double-click to focus on any object. Hold middle mouse allows you to freely move the camera. Reset the camera with home. If you select a point in a vehicle's trajectory, you can place a maneuver node. Yeah, we understand that. If you're curious about maneuvers, go to the training center. If you want to focus on a new vehicle or object, you can do that in the tracking station. God, the rotation is a bit slow. Okay, ask first. There we go. And they said this was time speed up. Now, how do you do... Are these all the same? What do you got? Crew observations? Run crew observation? In Kerbin's atmosphere. We can transmit even though we don't have... supposedly we have the power. Yeah, and it is transmitting. Research report submitted. It has earned you 4 science. Sure. Okay, speed back up. See if we went way too high. Also, we're not actually pointing down enough. That's a bit better. Yeah, surface speed is decreasing nicely. Might even turn this off and let aerodynamics do the rest of the work. Can I have a new crew report? Already in storage. Okay. What about once we're in the water? I don't remember being able to actually see the Kerbals inside the module before in the previous game. They certainly seem to be bothering to visualize a lot of the inside of the pod. No, 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 do not jump out of the... Speed up. The water looks okay, but stationary. Now that we're getting near the surface, it doesn't look so stationary, but... You've successfully landed. You can recover your vessel through the escape menu. When you recover your vehicle will be recycled, and your crew returned to the Space Center for their next mission. How? Oh yes, let's do our new... think I just saw a school of kittenfish. Sure. Now, how do we collect you? You said that there's a button to do it. Before, you'd hover over this at the top, and then there'd be a... There would be a... Collect your spacecrafto button. Well, maybe we can collect it from the tracking station like in the other game. We bandbox it and say collect? There we go, recover. Do you really wish to recover it? Yes. You've earned 4 more science. Outstanding job. Some things were destroyed. We ignore that, because the people lived. Could that have gone better? No. No, it could not. We're quite happy with how that went, thank you. Okay. We back out. And see if we have been given a new mission. You don't have to go to the tracking station? Well, then they could have made it clearer how you do that. They said there's a menu for it, and then they didn't actually show it to us. What are you going to do? And it's not in the same place as it was in the previous game, which is where I'd expect it. How do we get a new mission? They made it sound like it's a different menu. When they said escape menu, my head doesn't say go to the like whole game of menu. But anyway. Submit. Welcome back. Thrilling work on the launch pad today. A reporter passed out from excitement. Or it could have been the rocket fumes. They asked all about you. But I just said, no comment. They've added puns! I think that the joke went over their head. Anyway, you're off to a great start. After our debrief, submit your mission report and earn some science. Don't forget to swing by R&D to see what you can do with it. The folks in R&D have some idea for some cool advancements, and a little bit of science can make those ideas real. Once you're done unlocking new technologies, return here for your next mission. Okay, so there. Yes, this is done. Yeah, it's got a cute little animation, why not? You've earned enough science to develop a new technology. When you're ready, head over to the R&D Center. And now we have got a new mission. Out of the atmosphere! Someone left an anonymous note that our launch wasn't a success. Let's make it undeniable. Launch a rocket and get to at least 70k. For 50 science. Track. Brief. Hello, Director. You're just in time. We're in the middle of a crisis. Someone left a rude sticky note on a staff fridge. Besides the poll for best vending machine on campus. It began with, was the launch truly a success? The sentiment was mostly positive, but the writer, whose identity I will track down, ended with a harsh note. The vessel didn't get out of the atmosphere. It wasn't badical enough? Badical? Why is that tone so irritatingly familiar? Good thing I always carry an ultraviolet flashlight because the writer somehow fit a second message in invisible ink. It said, if mission control punches through the atmosphere and into space, I'll buy them 3 coffee makers. We accept this challenge. The perfect mission objective. Your objective is now to launch a rocket from Kerbal and fly higher than 70k. There is nothing to sphere but the atmosphere. Gotcha. As tempting it would be to go through the atmosphere, let's make sure we're not planning an escape for Mr. or Mrs. Note Writer. Get out there and get those coffee makers. I'm going to get an intern to track down the sticky note culprit. Good luck. Over and out. Okay. And then we want to go to Science Station. This is R&D. Here, you can spend science. Earn through missions and experiments to research new parts and build even cooler ships. If you're a fan of bigger and better engines, focus on the parts near the top of the tree. Somehow I felt like this would be scrollable, but... Starting rocketry. Light launchers. Bigger fuel tank. Sideways decoupler. Aerodynamic nose cone. Sure. And then... Do we want SR solid rocket boosters? Do we want... This thing looks like it's the new pressure sensor? Oh no, this is the Science Junior now, okay. Probes. The Ox stat. Oh, wow. The solar panel is available right away. It's not like 4 layers deep into the tree. This is a lot different. The shirt is appropriate. Moob. Basic construction. The stack bicoupler. No, I don't really like that. Aerodynamics is nice, but... Ah, it's aerodynamics and it's control, or at least stability. Well, I've got 20 points, so I can have 2 of these. Although I can't have solid rockets and others because solid rockets is just slightly too expensive. Then I think I'll take this and this. Do we have to buy individual parts like in... No, it doesn't look it. It looks like the parts come pre-unlocked. Ah, and here we go. Here's how we were meant to know that this is the escape menu. Because it tells you if you hover. Although it isn't named so in here. This isn't Pokemon? It isn't Pokemon. Okay. To space this time, you say? Yeah, as I said, it's in dev. It made me think that it was some sort of other menu that they hadn't taught me how to access. They could have done the whole... Put the white flashy bleepy arrow pointing at this. Or else previously referred to it in that way. Slightly no, but no, because if you don't start with this, they always have a hissy fit. And a detachificator. You're actually allowed to start with any part in 2? I am being too old man. My tech is outdated. Am I remembering, not remembering for the controls for vertically translate? Oh well, we'll manage without it. So this one is slightly more efficient, but has less thrust, and is heavier. Fair bit heavier. Hold the middle button. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Pickle. Although it likes spinning it as well. Oh no, that's just because my mouse is also spinning. Does it give us the gimbal statistics? Shift. Ah. Okay. So this one also has 3 degrees of gimbaling. Sure, I'll pay that weight for that. And then some sidewaysy detaches. Good, this seems to be the same. Now, do we have parts and weights limits? So, normally at this stage, I would get told off for having too many parts in our basic ship. There are no weights or parts limits. Okay. Also no money limits? Maybe it gets added in. On the other hand, it means I don't have to do stupid bloody ferry the space tourists everywhere, so... Even if managing money was somewhat interesting, I am glad that I don't have to do... tourist malarkey, because I found that very tedious. What was it again? It was middle mouse. Which means I should probably make the other one bigger as well. Okay, it doesn't look like any of them have actual... Even the one called a control surface doesn't seem... If we expand this, it doesn't seem to say that it has actual elevons and ailerons that do anything. It does? Well, then I would expect it to be described in statistics its control surface area. They're a bit too ridiculously big. Also interesting that... Well, what if I yank this off and shove it back down? Okay, there we go. And that does behave in a sensible way with duplicating the, the winglets on all of the little things. I'm in plane mode. I would expect it to be sideways if I was in plane mode. The symmetry. Ah, okay, so this lets you decide whether you're doing it to like a sub-assembly or the whole thing, maybe? We'll find out. Yeah. Now it's duplicating it across... Oh, it's duplicating it across something. But not the whole thing. Maybe it's 2D symmetry. Anyway. Can I... Go away. I don't want this. This can be what? The Earl von Vama Upgoer 2. No, but I called it the Earl von Vama Upgoer 2. Maybe it doesn't track that you've changed the name here when you hit save. Now. You don't have a heat shield. Fair enough. Here we go. So, in theory, we only need 3,400. And we've got 5,000, so we should have a healthy safety margin. And it's not like we're money constrained. Is this set up sensibly? Those, and this one. I wouldn't mind you turning on at the same time. And can I do the force control stuff? Yeah, we can do this force control stuff to try and use this as a little bit of extra steering, but not using tons of fuel. That will permanently limit it. Can't I change... Well, we'll see. Look, we'll see. We'll see if I can change that once it's in flight. You can't change that in flight anymore? I don't remember modding it to do that, and I could still do it, as far as I remember. I definitely don't want full. Well, then I might have to live with having them on separate things. I reckon that'll do. Let's have a go. Ready, steady, go. Coffee makers. Coffee makers. Burn up on my way back, we'll see. Okay, we get to these. Alright. And then this maneuver. Where's the maneuver node? Please don't just let me go away. Let me make the maneuver node instead of telling me about them. It's called the upper guard of the safe returner. Woo. Yep, good enough. Now, how do we point at what I wanted to go? Prograde, radial out, this, retro, radial in. Does it actually mark where I want to point? Because I think it should be... Yep, it is. It is here. I'm just blind, so we're good. Okay. Oh, and is it also down here? Ah, there's a maneuver. Very good. Now, burn time. Start burn in a minute. Stop burn in. Now, is this correct or is it wrong? Is the next question. It is correct. The fast forward to burn button works. This thing? Warp to maneuver. That's only a minute away. I'm not too stressed. There's the rest of our garbage. Alright. What is quick save and quick load? Save? Sure. First look. F5? I remember it being like 9 and something. No, F5 worked. F10 or something was... But anyway. 30 seconds. F9 was quick load. Interesting that they let us have point at maneuver straight away. But we don't have to earn it through more advanced 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Through more advanced sort of buildings and parts. The way that these are little pixelated things is an interesting choice. Like they're artificially de-detailed. Speed up while burning? Sure. Slow down. At the moment, we are what? I'm not actually sure what we are at the moment, but we're somewhere presumably between the 360 that's there and 96 that's here. Can we kill our maneuver node now? How do we kill you? No, not drag. I want to kill you. Bin? Bin. Okay. Now, how do we tell our actual current height from in here? I see orbital speed. I see ground speed. I see power. Pink. Oh, that's not... No, that's ground speed. I want ground height. Oh, that's claiming that it is ground height? Okay. Fair enough. Okay, we exist. We still have some fuel. We can go do... Can we... Are you allowed out of the thing now? Do we need tech for that, or is that something that we're allowed to do now? You've recorded the crew's assessment of the situation. Can she hop out? Yes. Your Kerbal is now outside the vehicle. You can move them around either on foot or by deploying their jetpack. Now, can we do another one? Invalid research location. For a surface survey. I guess that's fair. Crew observation status. I'm surprised that that's not allowed. Okay, and then how do we hop back in? Ah, okay, over here. Board and let go. No. B for board. We're happy. We've done all we wanted to do. We don't want to get lost in space. We don't want to be doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Next. Somewhere around about... It appears to be a rocket. Yes, the surface appears to be a rocket. That would actually be pretty funny. Here. Add. But maybe not that much. I'd kind of like it if this little pop-out was telling me the stats on where that is. Well, in any case, point there, go to that location. It looks like we're good to... Close enough to start again. Now, what do I want it to go to? I probably want it to be... Well, I don't know how the height of these have changed, if at all. So let's be conservative and do like 50 and find out just how much we speed up and slow down from orbital, well, from touching the atmosphere. Can I say zoom to this point? Yes! Oh, that's nice. Make sure to point us first. Good. Yeah, we are losing max height. Apoapsis is coming down solidly. Periapsis more slowly because we're right next to it. We have some fuel left. So I could conceivably speed this process up by doing an assist burn. Let's just wait for us to actually be about to hit that. Gosh, that is quite pretty. Boost up a bit. Hell, just spend it all. And there was none. This is a lot lower than I remember it being. Can we maybe make that a little bit higher? Just for my paranoia? Oh, there we go. There is a shoot deploy bug? No, there we go. It actually deployed. You had me worried. Turn off this. We can face whichever direction aerodynamics wants us to face. Oof. No, I haven't touched re-entry heating. I've not touched anything. Quite happy with this. We got our orbital. We orbited the planet. Commonly. Safely land. Is it over water? I can't tell. It's too dark. Anyway, we're safe. Speed up. And we've earned our 3 coffee makers, indeed. Oof. That is a lot of hours in KSP. Good gosh. That is a lot of hours in KSP. I think the implication is not so much that hours make right sin, as much as that player would probably have an understanding of how to correctly stage and activate, etc. their parachutes. Your vessel is recoverable. Now can we do it from this one instead? We're told that yes, here, recover. You've earned your wings flight status. Perfect. No, practice makes perfect. No. Crew, yes. Time, about an hour. Highest altitude, above what we needed. Etc, etc. So that seems... Ooh, that highest G-force is a bit beyond human tolerance, but okay. So now we go here. Submit. Oh, hi. You're already back. Not only did you achieve the objective, but you did it with minimal explosions. Take that, Jeb. That's right. Turns out our new intern snuck the mean, sticky note into our break room on his behalf. Jeb was the one, the traitor. He's been waiting to press our big shiny thanks, science button ever since he heard it would be dangerous for someone with no button training. Legals told him he can't touch it until he's gone through the advanced button pressing at the training center. Apparently he's channeling his frustration into tiny, sticky screeds. Screeds? Thanks to your effort, we now have 3 new coffee makers from Jeb's company. Well, maybe not entirely new. There's a bit of a junkyard taste. Okay. I have a bet with a few other department heads to see who can brew the strongest coffee. The winner, it means a long piece of writing, does it? Screed, meaning. A long speech or piece of writing typically regarded as tedious. I don't remember ever encountering that word before. Thank you, Vama. I have a bet with a few other department heads to see who can brew the best coffee. The winner gets a new office appliance. If I win, I get a 4th coffee machine. Exciting times, Director. When you're ready, come by for the next mission. I know. I'll see you sooner or later. The ponds. The ponds. Mission complete. Ah, it's got a separate little... So before it was a rocket go up thing. And now it's a, look, we have an orbit thing. Launch a rocket from Kerbal and achieve an altitude of greater than 70k. Done. Give me more science. Secondary buoyancy test. Primary Kerbal orbit. It's time to get extraterrestrial. Orbit, here we come. Establish an orbit around Kerbal with an apoapsis of less than 300 and a periapsis greater than... So I made my previous orbit too elliptical, that it's not happy that I've already done this, or else it makes you do it again anyway. Maybe. And what's the other one? The vessel recovery team wants you to run some splashdown tests. Are the pods airtight? Pods are not meant to sink. Then again, they aren't meant to explode either. Probably best to get out there and see what happens. Land a pod in a body of... That's so much science. Like, almost half as much science. Well, slightly more than. Doing a nice fancy orbit for just splashing around in the water. Sure. Ah, you can track and untrack. Okay, so let's go make something that will go sit in water. Even though we've also done that. What will be reverted to the... Don't revert. Oh, no. I just want to go to the VAB. I don't want to revert to the VAB. Sure. So we could reload the Vama Upgoer original. Oh, it comes with hundreds of built-in things. The Crater Crusher. The Sparrow. The Jumping Flea. Okay, it's called the new workspace. Oops. Oh well. Well then let's delete the one that has the wrong name. Load that one. No, it's called the Upgoer one here. Oh, maybe the workspace and the vehicle name are different. Okay. Yes, the workspace file name and the vehicle name are different. Okay, that's my misunderstanding. L on Vama Upgoer 1. And now I can delete that one. Okay, and then we just want to go take this out into the water. There are apparently... Well, we've not seen anything obvious unless maybe the reheating wasn't triggering because... Question mark? Although I suspect that I was going slowly enough that maybe we wouldn't have had catastrophic reheating issues. Wait for this number to stop going up. Say hello, parachute. Turn this off because I don't like fighting aerodynamics. I like this pointing the way the aerodynamics likes to point. Speed up some even. Is that flashing? Use the brakes! Use the boost to get through! Now this is moving very, very slowly down, so let's speed up. Go outside. Some experiments must be run by a Kerbal on EVA. Do we drown? And last time I was outside, I was told that I couldn't do this. Well, it thinks it's done something. Hop back in. And then collect me. Well done. Buoyancy test. Done. Submit. You floated! You kind of looked like an ice cube in a big old cup of coffee. Luckily, the vessel didn't melt. Well, at least not in water. Our recovery team was out there in full force, boats, helicopters, free swimming with floaties. You'd think they'd realize it's faster to use a boat than to doggy paddle a vessel back to the KSC. I think they just wanted to go for a swim. And we just have a generic ending for something that isn't like... Sure. Thanks, comma, science. We've done the training. We're allowed to press the thanks, comma, science button. Okay, and so now it wants us to do this still. Fine, we'll track it. Let's go over to R&D and see if all the new science that we've harvested is allowed to do stuff. We've got 100, so might as well buy all the tier 1 ones. And now let's look, we've got 80. How long is this research mission? Can we scroll this? Oh. That scrolls a lot further than I was expecting. This scrolls a long way. Okay. Big solid booster. Struts. Legs and lights. The background? What of it? Like how the background scrolls as well, and it implies that this is when you're in Kerbal, this is when you're going to the moon, this is when you're going to Duna, this is when you're going to Jewel. Small payloads. The multi-engine mount. One small engine and a few big ones, why not? The extra big decoupler. The stack blowy upper one. And the separate your parts once they're been told to explode from each other thing. Truss, 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 truss. Better parachutes. Yeah, I think it is hard to argue with better parachutes. I agree with Vama. I kind of want the legs. Oh, is the little battery non-rechargeable? No, the little battery is rechargeable. It just worried me that it was called rechargeable battery. We'll do legs. What have I got left? 50? So we'll get the bigger booster. Oh yeah, things were like 7,000 by the end. The costs went up massively. Whatever. Okay, so we're meant to do a circular orbit now. I'm being told make circular orbit because I didn't do circular orbit before, or else it tells you anyway. So can we please go to the... not revert, just go to the vehicle assembly. I do want... actually, no. We've been told that I'm allowed to do this in any order, so let's test that. Ooh. Ah, we have the extremely efficient but not very thrusty one now. Yeah, it's even more efficient in space. It also has more vectoring. But so much less thrust. 1, 2. I mean, do we really need it to be different than the Upgoer 2, realistically? We can use the Upgoer 2 as our basis. Do I play much? No, I have not touched the game since middle of last year. Oh, sorry, middle of this year. It's almost accurate to say last year soon. Soon it will be middle of last year. The most recent DLC only added one achievement that I found super interesting and basically didn't add anything else meaningful. It added a whole bunch of mission trees. Mission trees suck. Mission trees are bad. The game would be better without mission trees. They aren't actually adding meaningful mechanics. They tend to focus on, here is some weird, silly little mechanic that only applies to 1 or 2 nations, rather than full game mechanics. Like, I want something more... I would want systems being added more like the improved diplomacy or the improved spy systems, the spy system that applies to literally everyone, the sailor mechanic, things that actually apply everywhere rather than here's weird little mechanic that only applies to Spain. Here's weird little mechanic that only applies to Persia. Like, I think they could do so much with the spy system if they just went back, took another pass over it, instead of having it so that 3/4 of the spy actions you can't use for half the game, so no one ever uses them because almost all games, like almost all the playtime of people playing is in the first 150 years. So almost 0% of playtime is being able to use those later spy actions. How has this changed our statistics? Didn't that go down? I feel like that went down. Didn't we have like 5,000 before? maybe want a little bit more. What can we do for a little bit more? And what other new parts do we have? Radial parachute, radial drogue. That's probably wise. What was it? Middle mouse click. Those seem sensible. I don't really care about lights. I wouldn't mind the ability to do more science. Although I don't know that I like the colouring on that being essentially the same as everything else. It feels weird that it doesn't like attaching this to the Science Junior. It's happy to attach it to the fuel tank and it's happy to attach it to the cockpit, but it really doesn't want to attach solar panels to certain parts of the Science Junior. Sure, let's see if these end up burning up. We also got our heat thingy, didn't we? Is it a parachute? Is it a thermal? Yeah, here we go. And then I wanted just a little bit more boost. How are we going to do that? Just one more tank on these bits? Sure. How do you think of it now? Now it's hugely bigger. Okay, so something was weird with its calculation before. We probably were already fine. The Hummer Upgoer 3. Do you want to... But it's called the 3. Vehicle name 3. Do you want to overwrite an existing vehicle build with the same name? But there is no vehicle with the same name here. There's a 2, and there's a 1. Whatever. So there's some unclarity or weirdness happening there. Anyway, we think that the rest of that is good. Let's go. You have a part on board that can perform an experiment. You can perform an experiment and return them for science. Wherever you go, somewhere new, run experiments. If you want to learn more about doing experiments, go to the training center and play the Earning Science tutorial. Under orbits are weird. Sure. Okay. Ready, steady, cook. There we go. Finally managed to trigger aerodynamic heating. Off, see how high we're going. High enough. Here. Do. No, seriously. Here. Do. That's a little bit too much. Maybe that's just a bit complaining about me not having it. Yeah, that'll do. Stop burn in... Start burn in 2 minutes. Sure thing. Acquire delta V. This amount we have, it exceeds it, so it looks like we're safe. Was I making this too big? Possibly, I can't tell. What if we... Can we edit this to be a bit less... Yeah, that's probably not outside the 300 whatever range we want. Please point at target. Proceed to actual location that we need to burn. Now, can we do this new sciencey stuff? Do. Presumably it's done in high orbit. Oh, we're meant to be burning. Oops. Oops. Whoops. It's slightly worrying that this number is going down. I kind of liked it when the altimeter gave you more info. Click it, does it? It changes between sea and ground, but it doesn't, like, give me more fractional info. Okay, slow back down because we're actually... Woo! That looks good. We're above 100 on both sides. Can I kill this now? Please, I want to kill this. Thank you. Mission complete, question mark? Maybe. Maybe, question mark? Interesting that you can change into this view straight from here. Here we go. Yes. Mission done, yes. Okay, so... that's what this is. So we have done what we needed to do, so we should now plan to land. Please point where we're meant to go. Good enough. Why can't I? Hello? Okay, it's just being weird. So we make this number hit about 55 based on our previous experience. Yep, that looks good. Ah, we're not allowed to point anti-target yet, which is kind of what I want to do at the moment. Anyway, we can kill this, and now wait till we get to here. Definitely is pretty. Although maybe a bit too luminous. Anyway, we should be facing us first now. Thank you. Back to speed up. Drop another quick save and let's see if we can just anti-burn. No more fuel. Hello? Oh! Oh no! It. Where did my decoupler go? There's meant to be a decoupler between these two bits. We may be hitting the ground in a second. Mistakes were made. But maybe the 2 extra parachutes and the fact that we're landing in water will save us. The 2 extra parachutes seem to be doing work. Actually, yeah, I think we're safe. Oh, some of these might be 10 meters per second things rather than 20 meters per second things. Yeah, it's okay if the engines and the fuel tanks blow up when we hit the water, but we also might get under 10 by the time we're at water level anyway. 10.8. 10.7. It doesn't look like we're going to get under 10. 6. Yeah, we live. Vessel is recoverable. Recover. Yes. Three of 3 successes. No loads needed yet. Go Team Aerospace Engineer Blobber. Mission control. Let's go click the science thanks button. There you are. You magnificent magnet of scientific study, you. Please, you do me too little credit. We had a watch party to celebrate. There was an exact replica of your vessel made out of cake. It was surprisingly flammable. You might have noticed that a new set of missions is now available. You're a talent scout for NASA? Nah, Saxon. As a non-national, NASA doesn't let you lick their boots without a watcher. So no, I'm not particularly interested in working at NASA. What the heck? Just a sec. Something is going wrong with. Okay. There we go. Making a mess of it. Ooh. You might have noticed the new set of missions is available. You see, if the main missions are canon, these contracts are the adventurous spin-offs. Some of these challenges bring in more science. Others exist simply to keep our manufacturers happy. We can't afford to turn anyone away. You do know this is the first space program on Kerbal, right? The paperwork's already been signed. I haven't signed nothing. Now that you've conquered orbit, it's time to visit our nearest neighbor, the moon. Come back here when you're ready to go. Establish an orbit of Kerbal greater than 70 but less than 300. Bonus science, yes. Okay, go spacewalking. Strutco wants us to strut our stuff around Kerbal. They've got an idea for a strut to keep our astronauts attached to a vessel while on EVA. Staying attached to the ship so that you don't float away. Why didn't we think of this? Anyway, we need to give them a demonstration of an untethered EVA so they have some reference material to work from. Strutco makes the impossible possible through its catalogue of octagonal struts. Please note, our quality assurance team is not responsible for the EAS-4 strut connector. It's not our part. Or going green. We're concerned that some of the goo that gets dumped down the sink in the R&D center might be messing with the grass. It's so green. Take a quick peek and make sure we haven't made the place radioactive. Attach a science junior to a vessel and perform an environmental survey on Kerbal. So basically just land somewhere and use the science thing? That seems pretty easy. Do an EVA while in orbit. We can track that as well. And finally, moon or bust. The nerve center of your agency, the KSC is the home of all brave and obsessed enough to travel the stars. Time to visit our nearest neighbor, the moon. Hello, Director. I'm wide awake and in rare form today. Why? Yesterday I slept for the first time in several days. Who knew that a caffeine crash could provide such restful sleep? I brewed some fresh pots of extra hot coffee in the Mission Control Center so we can bring down all that unnecessary blinking. With your help, we're going to pull off our first moon flyby. Have you got a minute? Poke around the mission tracker carefully, then come back and submit your report. Entering orbit around Kerbal. Dave Grohl would like to know my location. I don't know Dave Grohl. Blobber's stupid. Entering orbit around Kerbal is one thing, but being captured by the gravitational sphere of influence of another celestial body can be tricky. Use all your tools. Want to make sure your rocket has enough fuel. Pop open the trip planner in the VAB. Stuck on the moon. Intercept. A well-placed maneuver plan, and it's got a highlight, but it's not like a... I was kind of expecting these things that are like highlighted things to work like Paradox Interactive context menus where you hover over them and then they open up another menu, or you can click on them and they open up another menu. Set up a vessel. I think that would be a good change for these to make. Set up a vessel with a probe core and an antenna with a minimum range of 86 gigameters around Joule. Joule? I'm sorry, but we're meant to be going to the moon. So that seems like it's a bit of a... I'm suppressing my excitement so hard it's making me shake. Good luck. Yeah, there's something's a bit wrong with the text there. Establish an orbit of the moon. It's an old meme. An orbit of the moon with apoapsis less than 2.5K. And periapsis greater. So a very elliptical orbit around the moon. Sure, but first let's do this easy, just fly slightly sideways and activate a Science Junior mission. Because that seems really, really, really easy. We could go grab the Vama Upgoer 1. Add in a Science Junior. And that should be plenty. How much science do we get for plowing Kerbins into the moon's surface? None, as far as I'm aware. This number stops going up. We declare ourselves why didn't my detacher thingy? Okay, so something weird happens when we add in these Science Juniors that it removes our detacher thing. Any moment now, parachute. Well, boom. I am happy to revert that to the VAB. We have our first undo. So what happened to my detacher? It thinks it's there. It's also on the wrong side of this, so let's rearrange that. And you know what? We're going to force these into a more sensible arrangement. There. Activate parachute this time, thank you. Point the right way so the parachute actually goes. Turn off SAS. Proceed. All good. Slow back down. Oh, it blew up the Science Junior. Okay. Well, we didn't fail, so I will accept that loss. We will try again. This time with more parachute. Or maybe some legs? Could use the new legs. We haven't used the legs yet. Oh, no. Load our Vummer upgoer. Add in the science thing again. And apparently we need some more parachutes. Don't get no disconnector. This, then all three. 3 parachutes should be. If 1 was almost enough, 3 should be very, 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 very much enough. Good. Split. Point the other way. Parachute go. Hello. There we go. Parachutes go. Speed up. This time, no exploding science, thank you. Yes. This. Do survey while on the ground. Did that trigger the mission thing? Yes, it did. Recover. Go. Click the science thank you button. Nice, I have some good news and some less good news. The good news is that our environmental footprint is small. Our recycling is paying off. The less than good news is we found traces of radioactivity in the bathroom. Either radioactive waste is getting flushed or someone needs to see a doctor. We've had another talk with the R&D team about throwing things away in the correctly coloured bins. In the meantime, they recommend limiting your hand washing time in the lavatory to 10 seconds or less. Sure. R&D Centre. So we have new science to spend. Do we want moon landing parts? Ugh, apparently we have 300 to spend. What does this give us? It gives us the Wallaroo. Lightweight yet strong, the Wallaroo is one of MPEG's most popular landing legs. It is designed mostly for exploration surface probes, but it's bouncy enough to be great fun for crew landers. Even bigger fuel tank. And have they changed the size of this? Monopropellant. RCS, bigger battery. This was the cargo bay thing. Radial environmental survey. It's a miniaturized... So what, it's just like the other one but smaller? Data reports are not miniaturized. Put away the glasses. Okay. So it's like a tiny one for the probes, so you don't have to have an outsized Science Junior on little probes. No, I don't like airplanes. Yes, we'll get the extra big, keep side fuel tanks away from main fuel tanks thing. I kind of do want to get up to the bigger probes. Done. And I guess we'll get the matching tiny probe science. Moonland. Next up is big engine. An extra big solid rocket booster. But otherwise we're getting a bit poor. I guess I'm going to need struts sooner or later. We finished tier 2. Okay. Alright, and I reckon that's a good point to cut it for YouTube for our first look at. This has been pretty good so far. The little text bubbly things in the missions are nice and cute. They might get a bit repetitive if you've seen the punny joke for the 6th campaign. There are a couple of changes that I'd make. I don't like that the altimeter doesn't give you slightly more detailed information. And the rest was mostly just learning the new names for things. I do like that you can build ships in here in any order, rather than having to be obsessive about starting with the part that you want to be the control system of the ship and then moving down. Otherwise the auto pick your order, and when you press the split ship, everything would go to shit in the old one. So that is a nice and good change. Hopefully they keep doing more good work to it.